It's fun. It's engaging. It's Chattin' with Chelsea. She's daytime's new bestie. Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards. Come back to me.
Hey, besties. Thank you for joining me for another Chat with Chelsea. I am your girl, Chelsea Edwards. Right, many of us have that one friend or family member who may be vegan. So what do when you invite them over to a gathering? Do you tell them to bring their own food? No. You don't. Yeah, and you don't just give them salad, right? We've got some options for you today, some easy ones where you can make your vegan friends feel welcome at your gatherings. Also, what if you're thinking about being vegan? Maybe you want to change up your lifestyle, live a little healthier, maybe try it out just for a little bit. We've got the do's and the don'ts and the directions to take on the vegan lifestyle. We're going to get into all of that. And recently, I rejoined the morning show team here at Fox 26. You know, that's where I come from as a reporter and fill-in anchor. And this is an annual thing that we do. It's called Family Feast. We put together a recipe, and I just happened to do a recipe that could be vegan. So we're going to show you that right now. I also had a little helper with me. Check it out. Hey, morning show besties. I'm popping over from the Chattin' with Chelsea set to come and show you how to do a sweet potato cobbler. I know it sounds a little different, but it's actually an old school recipe from back in the day. People used to make them all the time, and then folks just started making either peach cobbler or sweet potato pies. But we're gonna bring this one back.
You'll need milk, granulated sugar, brown sugar, vanilla extract, light corn syrup, cinnamon, nutmeg, self-rising flour, about 3 pounds of sweet potatoes, and 1 stick of unsalted butter. Wash and roughly chop your sweet potatoes while you bring a pot of water to a boil enough to cover the potatoes. Cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes until they can be pierced with a fork. Drain about half of the water in the pot and find your cast iron skillet. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. You need a whole stick of melted butter. I like to pop it in the skillet and let it sit in the oven as it's heating up. Whew, all of this work has already got me feeling drained. Time to call for backup.
Bye, kitchen. Bye, wolf.
I know someone who's been training for this all year long.
Hey, chef.
What are we going to put in the pot?
Glad you asked. With our sweet potatoes, we're adding 1.5 cups of granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, a teaspoon of
Nutmeg.
what?
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
2 tablespoons of corn syrup, 3 tablespoons of vanilla extract.
I'm a cooking man.
Gently stir and transfer on top of the butter in your cast iron skillet. Keep the juices, but leave some room because we must add the crust. For the crust, simply mix a cup of self-rising flour, a cup of granulated sugar, and 1 cup of milk. Pour all that over your sweet potatoes, and please leave room at the top or you'll end up like me, cleaning the bottom of your oven. Bake for about 35 minutes or until golden brown and let it cool.
Yeah? Okay, close.
I do like it.
I love it, and I'm thankful that this picky eater approves.
What are you thankful for?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least he liked the dish.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. My vegan bestie Marissa joins us. Yeah, so you feel like that could be a vegan recipe?
For sure, you did that.
He was really
And
cute.
shout out to the little chef.
Yeah. We just got to work on the gratitude still, okay? Nothing. Well, I am thankful for you, friend, for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
I'm so thankful for you for inviting me here.
Absolutely. So I know you do the vegan food blogging, and you
Yes.
really help educate people about the vegan lifestyle. So when did you become a vegan?
In 2021. So prior to becoming vegan, I was pescatarian.
Okay.
And so I gave birth to my daughter. She's 7 years old, and I breastfed her for a year and a half. Once she started eating table food, she refused meat. Like, she would not eat meat. And so that was the first thing that I noticed. I'm like, I might eventually end up being vegan. And so 2020, I tried it. dibbled and dabbled with like the Daniel's fast, and then I was like, okay, let me do pescatarian. So I always advise people, just, it's a gradual thing, but in my heart I always knew that I was going to end up being vegan.
It was already kind of in the background there. All right, so let's back it up, because pescatarian, some people may not be familiar.
Okay.
So explain that.
Pescatarian is literally seafood.
Seafood. You can eat seafood.
You can eat seafood, so it's just no meat, but it's the whole dairy thing. I still was eating cheese and everything, so it's just, you have everything in your diet except for meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then so when it comes to veganism.
Veganism is no meat and no dairy products. It's not that big of a deal, though.
Okay.
That's what I want people to understand. Don't focus on what you can't eat. Focus on the endless things that you can.
Ooh,
you know?
I like
so
that.
That's the only thing I can't eat is meat and dairy products. That's the choice that I made. No dairy and no meat. And
okay, we love a positive approach here. A lot of people hear vegan and they just think daunting, like limited, but all the things you can eat, plus there are a lot more options on the market nowadays. I'm seeing in the grocery stores for recipes like vegan cheese and things like that.
Yeah.
What have you seen when it comes to your lifestyle change? What has that done for you becoming vegan?
So it has helped a lot with my digestive issues.
Okay.
My skin has been a lot clearer.
You are glowing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mental clarity. And I just have paid attention to the way food makes me feel. And I don't get that groggy, the itis, what we call it. I don't have that feeling after I eat. I feel more energized after eating than I do sluggish. So those are the top things that I have really paid attention to.
Oh, that is something people are probably used to feeling groggy. They don't even
it's
realize.
Like a norm. It's like after we go and eat, it's like, oh, y'all, I'm just sleepy. I need to take a nap. Food shouldn't do that to you. Yeah.
What an idea. Okay, all right. So what's been the response from like your family and friends like, when you made that switch?
It was shocking because I am a food blogger, but before even my journey of veganism, I am a foodie. I love food and I love to eat. So it's very shocking for somebody like me that went from loving to devour a plate, and I'm talking about I ate chicken to the gristle. Okay, like I'm not
my language,
so I ate the chicken to the gristle. So it was very shocking, but they've supported me for sure.
Okay, all right. I can't wait to hear more about this journey and putting down the gristle. Okay, guys, after this commercial break, we're going to get more into Marissa's tips for navigating these gatherings if you're vegan. I'll be back.
Come back to me.
We're back with That's Marissa, vegan food blogger. Okay, so when it comes to these gatherings, family, friends, otherwise, what in the world do you do? Because as you mentioned, a lot of people are surprised you being a vegan and they may not be prepared to feed you.
Yeah, so I bring my own food.
Okay.
I definitely bring my own food. They know I'm coming with the bag of groceries. My mom knows for Thanksgiving, when we make a menu, make sure you have vegan this because I'm cooking.
Oh,
for
wow.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, well, I got to ask you about New Year's, too.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, because, you know, people like to put the meat in the black and vegan
No,
traditional.
so I literally, everything is separated.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's separate. I bring what I want to cook and what I want to make, and then we know that that's the vegan dish.
That is yours. Do people often dip
They
into?
eat it. They eat it for sure. My sister rated my macaroni and cheese last Thanksgiving a 9.5 out of 10.
Ooh, now that's a good rating. Excellent. Are people often surprised by how much they like vegan food?
So I like to also do something, and that's honestly something that helped me. One of my mentors, he would just be like, here, try this. And so it was never like just pushed on me too much. And so I just let people try stuff. Like my dad will be eating something, he has no idea that it's vegan, but I feel like mentally if he did, he'll be like, I don't want this. You get what I'm saying? So if you just really just ease it on in there, they don't know, it's still good food. I eat good. Okay?
I mean, you food expert here. Yes. So let's talk about how do you eat if you don't have the option of bringing your own thing? Is it sometimes like you want to leave the party early?
I prepare myself at this point. So I'm 3 years in. I know now, eat before you go.
Okay.
You know, I can't put that pressure on everyone. So if it's not like an intimate party or my family and I'm going, I know for a fact I need to eat before I get there.
Okay. Were there any moments when you were like, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with this vegan lifestyle?
It has been difficult, but I made a decision, and once I made that choice, and I really, honestly, it's no going back at this point.
All right, you were in it, and you're
Yeah.
spreading the gospel.
Yes.
What about when it comes to like dating and things like that?
Yeah, so that is definitely a thing. It's always better when you have a partner. It's easier, you know for a fact. We don't have to see if it's any vegan options because we're going to go to the vegan restaurants. But, you know, honestly, dating, I stay true to myself. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the menu. It might take me a little longer, but I have to find my option, you know?
Okay.
So,
is it a turn off if a guy is like all in the gristle? Like he is definitely a meat eater?
I'm not judgmental like that, but I will tell you pork can't go on his fork.
Okay.
Pork
Draw the line.
cannot go on
Pork
his fork.
cannot
I'm
go-
sorry,
not go
I'm
on the
so
fork.
not judgmental, but when it comes to that piggy pig, I don't want you
like,
to, yeah.
Definitely not.
yeah,
Okay.
so-
You got to screen them for pork beforehand.
Can you imagine me somebody like, do you eat pork? What's up? Do you eat pork?
Yeah,
You know?
like first question. For people who may want to try this out, they want to see those health benefits and maybe just try it out like you did the Daniel's fast. Tell us a little bit about that first, because a lot of people I've heard have used that fast to get into veganism.
So that was in 2020, and honestly, that was more of a spiritual fast, but it goes hand in hand with like the diet part of it because you're not consuming any meat products or dairy at the time. So I did that, and then after that, I was like, you know, I want to try something different. I just was in search for something new, and so I tried pescatarian, and then I was like, you know what, I'm taking this to the next level. I met someone, he was a great mentor, and he literally like would make me try certain things and never was forceful, just try this. And I was enjoying the food and I was enjoying the way I felt. And from that moment, I never turned back. 2021, August of 2021. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So let's move on to more tips for people who do want to develop this lifestyle. How do they do it?
I say do your research.
Okay.
I honestly also say ask your doctor. You know, I always tell people I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian, but I would say pay attention to how you feel. And so I actually curated a vegan grocery list because that's the hardest part. People don't know where to start to shop.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know what actually do I need to get to start this. So I say get you a grocery list, and I also created a list of restaurants in Houston, in the surrounding areas of Houston, where you can go and try the food out. So I say start out by going to visit some of the restaurants in Houston, try it out there. Go to H-E-B, Sprouts, Whole Foods. I always tell people go there, and it's easier in those grocery stores to find a lot more vegan options.
Now, you're talking about groceries. What's your grocery bill looking like?
Yeah, so you know groceries are already high. I'm not going to tell you a story.
We're all feeling the pain.
We all feel the pain, but I feel the pain when I say like, why is this so expensive? You know.
Okay.
So last week, but it's pretty much normal. But just for like 5 days of grocery shopping for my daughter for school, I spent like $150, and she does mostly of the vegan products. She's not fully vegan, but just mostly. But it is expensive. But I always encourage everyone that it's fine to, you know, put forth a little bit more money in this area than hospital bills, you know, because that's very expensive.
That's where you're saving on the back end, living a healthy lifestyle. How has your daughter been? Has she been very receptive to, or did you have to like
no,
ease
it's
her
fun.
into it?
We make videos together. She loves it. Marissa is just, she's all in, like, mommy, is that vegan? Like, can we have this? Like, I love that she includes me. Like, she will come and bring me something like, can I eat this? So yeah.
What's the ratio, like dining out for you and the cooking? Because some people might find it easier to do, like, you know, pick up food or dine out.
I think that is better because I am a vegan food blogger, so I do go out to eat.
Okay.
However, we never really know what's in our food for real unless we cook it. You know?
Yeah.
And unless you're at a 100% vegan restaurant, you know that there's no products there.
Right.
But you know, when you're somewhere else and they use the same stovetop and they're cooking and they might use the same grease that they're using to do this, you just never know. So I just always think that it's better to eat at home. And of course, have your moments where you're out with your girls or going on a date or family time and go out to eat, but it's better to try a lot more at home.
All right, we appreciate it. And appreciate all your guidance. Tell people where to find your list and your blogs and videos. And
Okay, so you can find me at That's Marissa, THATSMARISSA _ on Instagram and TikTok. And you can also subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at That's Ray Ray.
That's
THATSRE
I love it. All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Appreciate you
Thank
opening
you.
our minds. You're out here
Yes.
changing lives.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to change your life if you were hosting and you got vegans coming over with some easy recipes. You can do it. You got this. We'll be back after this.
Come back to me. I've got the feeling.
What do you put on the dinner table if you have vegan guests coming over? Well, Angela Yvonne from Vegan Pop Eats is here to show us a spread that we can make happen. All right, so what did you bring for us to do today?
Well, today we are going to do a chickpea mushroom loaf.
Okay,
Yes,
a loaf. All
yes,
right,
a loaf.
what do we need for that?
Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to get your mushrooms.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, and nice and chopped.
Yes, they're nice and chopped, but you can chop them finely, more finely than that. But, you know, I just let the ancestors just tell me what to do. And so
Let the
you do the
ancestors guide us.
mushrooms.
Okay, I can dump these in the bowl?
You can dump this in the
Okay.
bowl.
So,
But when you're at home, you need to saute the onions and the mushrooms and the
Yes.
carrots together because that just, you know, sort of seals the flavor in.
So you said-
then you can do your onions.
Onions,
Yes,
okay, okay.
Yes, yes, yes. And then you do your carrots.
all right. This is pretty easy. And
It's real easy.
I could say so far it doesn't look very expensive either.
Oh, everything is budget friendly, and that's one thing that people think about veganism, that it's expensive, but it's only expensive if you are eating processed meats.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay.
and
So
what people need to understand is that with the vegan lifestyle, if it's not from the ground, you need to put it down.
okay, that's
Yes,
the rule. That's the number
that's
one
the
rule.
rule. That's the number one rule.
But there are some options you're saying that
Absolutely.
that aren't as processed.
Absolutely.
We can do the veggies.
You can do the
Okay,
veggies.
okay.
And then the star of the show is chickpeas. It is one of the beans that you need to have in your household because you can make tuna out of this, you can make burgers out of this,
Oh,
you can
okay.
do curries, and that also gives a little bit of oomph to your loaf.
love it. I love some chickpeas too.
Yes.
You're getting me vegan curious
Yes,
over here,
yes, yes,
Angela.
yes.
All right,
Come on over.
dump
Come
that
on
in.
over.
Come on over.
And in order to bind it, you also need to use the flaxseed egg. And flaxseed egg is just basically flaxseed and water. And you
Oh.
can just, like, for instance, that's 3 tablespoons of flaxseed, and you add 6 tablespoons of water, and it's your substitution for like egg whites. So because with vegans we don't eat any eggs.
Yes, okay. And I've had some fantastic vegan meals, and so this is something that a lot of cooks will use to
Absolutely.
hold things together.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and then
smart.
last but not least, you add your breadcrumbs. You can use any kind of breadcrumbs. You can make them fresh. You can get them from the store. Also, panko is also a good substitution, also oats.
Okay. And
Because
then
you need something to bind it.
you also often use nutritional yeast?
Yes, a nutritional yeast gives it like a nutty flavor, and it's also about the ingredients. And what people need to understand about the vegan lifestyle, it's all about the ingredients. Anything that you eat in your day-to-day is ingredients. Like, for instance, the only reason why you eat meat is the plants that you put on top of it, because if it was meant for you to eat meat, you'd eat it raw.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, when you say it like you see, I was thinking about it like that.
Yeah, so when
know.
you start thinking of it like that, then I think it will inspire you and motivate you to put more plant-forward living into your life.
All right.
And so,
while I'm mixing all this, I want to know a little bit about Vegan Pop Eats. Tell us about that.
okay, well, Vegan Pop Eats is my baby. It's my brand. I wanted to change the perception of veganism through conversation, cuisine, and conscious living. I am a journalist, so it was right up my alley. But what inspired me to create the brand was that there wasn't any media or any kind of information about how plant-forward living can be in abundance. I became a vegan 8 years ago. I was eating meat like everybody else. Chick-fil-A, Burger King, McDonald's.
All the things,
Knew my
yes.
name, but when my mom got breast cancer, that's when I knew I had to cross over. So I started off as a vegetarian, and once that happened, you know, it sort of, I want to say, an avalanche, because I was a journalist that was doing pop culture. I was doing red carpets and all those things. But now that I'm in this space, I can merge all of it together because I'm able to speak to all the inspirational people in our space. I'm able to do panels. I'm able to do segments. I'm able to do all these
Yes.
different things and show that this life is full of abundance.
And there's definitely a need for that. Love
Absolutely.
the journalism,
Absolutely.
bestie background.
Yes.
Okay, so after I've done all this
After
mixing,
you all this and you mix it together, you put it in the oven at 400 and you cook it for 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then after that, you get this.
yes, not bad. That was easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
That
Look
was
at that.
easy peasy.
Look at
Okay,
that.
Well, let me get into the finished product. Go
Okay.
ahead and cut me a piece of that.
Absolutely.
What have your what's your experience been like when dealing with family and friends doing gatherings?
Well, during gatherings, they are now that people are starting to be a little bit more, I guess, conscious about their health. They're now like, Angela, bring your mac and cheese.
Oh.
Or Angela, bring your, Brussels sprouts things. And I'm like, oh, now.
They're requesting.
Now you need a request. But before you was turning your nose up.
Yes.
but yeah, I think that food is medicinal.
Yes.
And everyone is wanting to be part of the lifestyle. And I always tell everybody, you don't have to jump out the window. You can do a meatless Monday.
Yeah.
You can do a meatless meal.
Yeah, do a little stair stepping
Absolutely.
as well. And
Absolutely.
This is the mac and cheese that everybody requests. Tell us a little bit about that and your
This
slaw.
is a pumpkin mac and cheese, and this is so easy to make. All you need is nutritional yeast, coconut milk.
Okay.
Nutritional yeast and coconut milk, and you add your different ingredients, and you can add a thickener like maybe chickpea flour, and it'll thicken it up. But yeah, it's so easy to make, and it's so versatile as well because you can also use it over nachos. But this one was a pumpkin mac in celebration of Thanksgiving, and I topped it off with some fried onions, and yeah, it's lit.
Okay, all right, you gotta add some of that and some of that Brussels sprout slaw to my plate. Guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll have my final thoughts after this.
Yes.
Come back to me.
This is good, girl. All right. I want to thank my guests for coming on Chat with Chelsea, sharing the vegan lifestyle. You guys can get the recipe for the loaf on Chelsea Show Fox, and we'll see you on the next Chat with Chelsea.
Yes.